Hello, Princess on a Pillow here. I am here to do a review slash recap with my opinion on Love After Lockup Part 1. Yes, it was too long. I had to split it up into 1 and 2. This is Season 5, Episode 34. It's titled, How Mentally Stable Are You? Yeah, let's get started. First couple is I'm going to say her name in two parts because her father called her Zarula. Troy called her Zaria. So Zaria, Zarula, and Troy. So Zaria, Zarula, and Troy are in bed, and they both agreed that the night before was great. So while he was in prison, he was telling her that he had a small penis. I think he just did it just to psych her out. But I don't think he's big. I don't think he's small. He's probably just average. So that's why he was trying to psych her out. Because he didn't want her to be disappointed when he saw his average penis. That's what I think. But Zarula, Zaria, she's happy. She's happy with it. She told him that he kept moving over to the edge of the bed. And she kept having to pull him back over to the center of the bed. And Troy told her that he slept on a twin-size mat for 7 years. So that's what his body is used to. His body's used to this little thin mat to be sleeping on the edge. So that's what he's used to. I think that's really, really sad. But it's prison. It is prison. Don't commit any more crimes, Troy, or don't violate your parole and you won't go back, you know? I haven't heard anything about him going back, so maybe he's out and he's doing well. Hopefully he is still out and doing well. So then Zarula Zaria dropped a bomb on Troy. She told him that she called his mother and the mother is coming for a visit and he has to go pick up the mother. And apparently Troy and his mother, they don't have the best relationship. So he's not happy. And that couldn't be me. It could not be me. I don't like changes. I don't like surprises. You can't go behind my back and change things. You can't do that. I don't like that. I'd be mad for the day. I'd be mad for the week. You know what? I'd be mad for the entire month. You couldn't do that to me. Don't do that. So Rula Zaria is talking about, if you don't have a good relationship with your mother, how are you going to have a good relationship with the women in your life? But Troy set her straight. Troy said, what if it's something that he's not ready for yet? He said, what if it's something I'm not ready to do yet? To, hook up back with my mother. What if that's not something I'm ready to do yet? Troy told us that when he was 2, maybe 3 years old, his mother dropped him off at her friend's house and never came back to get him. He said his aunt and his father raised him off and on. So Zarula Zaria dropped another bomb on Troy. She told him that his mother is staying with them at the house. Troy is not happy with that either. He told Zarula Zaria that he will pick her up and he'll spend time with her, but her staying at the house is too much. I'm not liking Zaria Zarula. She is making all the decisions behind his back. He's her husband. He's her partner. They're supposed to make these decisions together. She's treating him like a child. Troy told us that his mother never visited him in prison. He said she should be the last person he wants to see. Zaria Zarula, she needs to respect his wishes. She's too much. Next, they are driving home, and Zaria Zarula is telling Troy how excited her son will be to see him. Zaria Zarula told us that she has never received any child support from her ex-husband. When they get home, her son is extremely excited to see Troy. He runs and hugs Troy and jumps on him and calls Troy dad. Well, she had told us that Troy adopted her son. But he jumped on Troy and wouldn't let Troy go. Then the son is jumping around and dancing and doing calisthenics. He is just so happy and excited to see Troy. Troy greeted the sister in a cold, kind of standoffish way. They gave each other a little hug. But it wasn't anything, sincere to me. I didn't think it was sincere, sincere hug. Then Zarula gives Troy a gift to give to her son. So while Troy and her son are in the living room talking about the gift, Zarula and her sister, they're in the kitchen talking about how crazy the sex was. And that they did it for 3 hours. Why do they always say they did it for 3 hours? Why not 1, 2, or even 4? It's always 3 hours. All the couples say they had sex for 3, not all of them, but if they're saying they did it for a long time, they always say 3 hours. The sister told her that, now that they're in the house, they better be quiet when they have sex. And then the sister told us that she feels awkward. And she said she doesn't know if she's going to stay there. I wonder if she knows the mother's coming. So Zarula told Troy it's time for him to go pick up his mother. And she told her son it's time for him to go to his grandmother's house for the night. So now Zarula has 2 little boys disappointed. She's like their mother. She's telling them what they need to do. And when they need to do it. And how they need to do it. So Troy told us that the relationship with his mother is not good. And Zarula told us that her relationship with his mother is not good. Why did Troy give Zarula his mother's contact information? He shouldn't have given her the contact information. That way she wouldn't have contacted his mother. So next, Troy is on his way to pick up his mother, and he said he is anxious. He said he cannot spend 15 minutes in his mother. He can't spend 15 minutes around his mother without getting irritated. He said she doesn't act like a mother. And he said he lost his father, so that's the only parent he has now, right? He said he wants to feel motherly love from her. And he's hoping that she can bring that. He said he wants them to talk about past trauma that they've both been through in their lives. And he said he wants to build a better relationship with her for the future. So we see the mother. She's at the train station. She said her and Troy were not the best of friends when he went to prison. And she said she's excited to see him. So when they do see each other, they hug each other. And they're both happy to see each other. And they're kind of dressed alike. They're both wearing denim shirts and black pants. Kind of dressed alike. They sit down to talk. And Troy asked her, right away he asked her, why didn't she come to visit him in prison? She said she fell off the wagon. She said she fell off the wagon and she was, and she apologized because she's an alcoholic, I guess. And, she fell off the wagon, so she couldn't come to visit him. That's what she said. So she talks about him seeing her drunk, I guess before. He basically told her that he wants them to come together and be a family. He asked her about how she's going to get along with his wife. And the mother said, if it doesn't fit, don't force it. And she told him that she told him that him and his wife need to get to know each other because he was in prison. Now they're married and he really doesn't know her. They don't really know each other, so they need to get to know each other. So Troy told us that he sees a little bit of change in his mother, but he's still going to be cautious. He said he hoped that she does not come to the house and start no bullshit. The mother said she is a mama bear and she wants to see what kind of taste Zarula has. That was the end of them. So next we have Shantae and True. Now Shantae and True, they're the only couple that I'm really, really interested in. They're really the only ones I'm interested in. So they are in the car arguing and Shantae had to practically force True to go check in with his PO. And then he had the nerve to say, this is not supposed to feel like a job. True said, this is not supposed to feel like a job. These are his exact words. Checking in with his PO feels like a job to him. But when has he ever had a job? Before he went to jail, he was a thief. Then he went to jail for 13 years. When has he ever had a job? How does he know what a job feels like? She is telling him to get the important things out of the way first, and then they'll have the whole day to themselves. But he doesn't think that checking in with his PO is important. So she told him that he is being combative, and he's procrastinating. She gets fed up with him. She jumps out of the car and she tells production and remove her mic. And I feel like True is like a big kid, and he needs somebody to hold his hand. He needs somebody to hold his hand and say, that's fire. It's hot. Don't touch. They will burn you. That's scissors. It's sharp. Don't run with it. You'll fall down and stab yourself. He needs somebody to hold his hand and take him along. That's how I feel. You know, because all he wants to do is holler, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. You're not free. For one thing, you're on parole. And there's still rules and regulations that you have to follow as a citizen, as a regular. What is your problem? He's on that case. Truth said all Shantae wants to do is argue, and she's taking the parole thing too seriously. What I would do if I was her, I would leave him alone. Let him handle his parole. Let him handle his parole. Then, since he's not taking it seriously and he doesn't think it's serious, let him handle his parole all on his own. So anyway, Shantae comes back into the car and she told him that she feels like she's dealing with an idiot. And surprisingly to me, that brought Troy down a bit. It brought him down a notch. True said, okay, I'm not perfect. Let's go do what we got to do. That's what he tells her. So later on, they're back at that Airbnb and they're lying in bed. And Shantae told True that they have, that their communication skills suck. She told him that she needs to that he needs to work on listening and compromising. He told her that he feels like an alien on Earth. He said he has no identification and he can't even drive. And he said she doesn't understand. Let me tell you, once he gets his identification and he starts driving, she will never see that man. Never. He'll be in and out, doing what the hell he want to do. She'll never see that man. She told him that it should that should not stop him from listening and communicating and caring about other people's feelings. And she's talking about him leaving and not telling her where he was and not responding to her calls and texts. That's what she's talking about. Truth said, you feel like I'm not caring about you? And Shantae said, yup. And Truth said, in what way? See, Truth, he knows in what way, but he's a gaslighter. He's a gaslighter. And he's trying to act ignorant. He's trying to act like he doesn't know that what he did was wrong. He knows what he did was wrong because when he was with his sister, he said, I left and I didn't tell her where I was going. I don't have to tell her where I'm going because I'm free. So he knows that what he did was wrong. He knows he was being an ass. So True told her that she's good. He said, you're good. She goes, I know I'm good, but we're not good. So she gives him options. She should have never given him options, but she gave him options. She said to him, do you want to stay engaged? Do you want to date? Or do you want to be friends? She gave him 3 options. 3 options. True said, we should go with the flow. Shantae, she don't know what going with the flow means. I don't understand what going with the flow means, so she repeated it. Do you want to still be engaged? Do you want to date? Or do you want to be friends? True said, we can go back to dating and building and go with the flow. She said, stop saying go with the flow. So then she asked him, dating exclusively or just dating? He said, True said, he is not in a clear mind of frame to be exclusive. Yes, he did. Why does my makeup always stop right there on my forehead and look crazy? And I have two-tone skin. Wonder what? This daggone ring light shows everything, doesn't it? Anyway, yeah, True said he's not in a clear frame of mind to date exclusively. He told her that they are still together. He is still paroled with her. And he's still going to stay with her and sleep with her. And he's not interested in dating any other female. Lies. The lies they tell. Shantae said, okay. He asked her, how is she feeling? She said, I'm cool. He asked her if she is fine with this, and she said, mm-hmm. In his confessional, he blames everything on the fact that she didn't come to visit him while he was in prison. He said they could have worked on their communication if she had visited him in prison. He asked her if she still loved him, and she told him that he's being childish. He asked her if she feels like he's using her, and she said, mm-mm. Instead of saying no, she goes, mm-mm. He told her that he's not using her, so then True gave advice. In his confessional, he gave advice. He said, females, visit your dude in prison before they get out. Then he asked Shantae for a kiss, and she said yes. He kissed her on the lips, then he kissed her on the cheek, and she pushed him away. In her confessional, Shantae said that her feelings are hurt and True is all about himself. She said she feels like she wasted 3 years of her life. True said in his confessional that it feels like a relief as long as she's not hurt. He's relieved that he's not dating her exclusively. So now now that he's not dating her exclusively, he can go out and date other women. And now he feels relief. But sometimes when you ask questions, you get the right answers, Shantae. You asked him, you gave him 3 options. And he gave you the option he wanted. Shantae said she feels like she was played and now she's crying. She is thinking that if she take him out of this element, that their relationship would be better. And then she's thinking, or maybe she should just walk away. Shantae, walk away. Walk away, girlfriend. That man does not want to be with you. So she's crying her eyes out. And then they go to sleep, and they go to sleep in separate bedrooms. The next day, True is downstairs in the living room. She's upstairs in the bedroom. He calls her downstairs to talk. He asked her how she slept. She said she tossed and turned. It was a rough night. She told him that there is a lot going on in her head. She rants. In her confessional, she rants, but she doesn't say the things that in her confessional to him. She said these things to us and for the producers, but she doesn't say these things to him. So in her confessional, she said that she is irritated because every day she put him before herself, and now he's saying he doesn't want to be engaged because she is too much of a homebody and she is boring. She needs to say that to him. True told her that he is still with her and they should get to know each other better and enjoy their time with each other. So then she asked him, why is he all dressed up? He said he's getting ready to go to the gym. He said his sister is coming to get him. So then the sister called him and she said she's outside. He leaves out. Shantae said she is pissed. Well, after he leaves, Shantae said she is pissed off because she hasn't spent any time at all with True. True is basically, he's not spending any time with her. He's coming and going, hanging out with his sister, and not spending any time with her. She said she feels like he's going to go see another woman. And she said his sister is helping him to be dirty. She said she doesn't trust his family. As far as she can throw him, and she don't know how to throw. So then we see True and his sister. They're driving, and the dirty sister calls her friend Trish, I think it is, and invited her friend to go to the gym with her and True. True's sister told True that the girl has been asking about him, asking questions like, how is he doing? When is he getting out? True told us that he used to talk to Trish back in 2018 before Shantae. He said they were friends, but he never saw her in person. Nobody wants to see True in person. Why? Why nobody want to go see True in person? Anyway, my DVR cut off early, like it usually do. So I won't know what happened at the gym until next week. Please come back for part 2. Thank you so much for watching. Princess on a Pillow here. Bye.